Oh my God. I just spent $16,000 on comics. I just bought the biggest, craziest collection I've ever bought.
West Coast Davengers. West Coast Davengers. Ah! Ah!
Now you're just saying, whoa, Dave. That's just 2 long boxes. And I said, you're right, but there's more. I'm a Southern man. Okay, all right. Whew. Gotta calm down. First things first. Hi, welcome to the West Coast Davengers, your comic book crazy guy named Dave. Yes, my brand of crazy is I love comics and I love you. And we love comics together, brother. Every Wednesday is my claim sale, West Coast Wednesday. Also, click the link below. Check out It Came From the Newsstand, the brand new podcast I have with my buddy Manu, the 9.9 Newsstand, available everywhere you can find podcasts. It Came From the Newsstand. Okay, at the point of you seeing this, if you have been listening to the podcast, you heard me talking about a gentleman that I met via Craigslist who had a crazy collection for sale. I went to go look at that collection because he was charging, it was almost $100,000. But inside that collection was 3 boxes of graded books. And in that 3 boxes of graded books, you had stuff like an Amazing Fantasy 15 and a high grade First Kingpin and a high grade First Wolverine and Incredible Hulk 181 and all these crazy books that are worth a lot of money. But I was more interested in the raw portion of the collection because if you know this channel, then you know that my dealings with graded books, I got a love-hate relationship with it, but I really love dealing with the books you can open, feel, smell, touch, lick. I looked at the collection. We had some back and forth in negotiation. I went back today under the guise of taking a look at the collection, but going through the books to do, page counts, make sure things are attached. This is no joke, this collection. So he was kind enough to let me film while I was looking through the books. So you're going to see a lot of this stuff, but you're not going to see all of it. We're going to come back and you're going to see it. And I'm going to talk about some of these books. This is going to be a ride, so enjoy it. One silvery box. The Spider-Man is the... It's like, you can't afford it, but it's there.
It's there. This is one of the goodie boxes you like.
Okay. All right. So let me...
And here's the other goodie box.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really need to, do anything deep with the other stuff right now. It's just...
Yeah. But they're there if you need it.
Okay. Yeah, some of these books, it's just... I think you understand. If I'm going to spend this kind of money, I have to make sure that,
oh yeah,
things are in one piece. Because I know the one you said was that first Mr. Freeze that's beat up. Was that detached? Do you remember? I know it's in here.
Yeah, it's. I think the cover's loose on it.
Okay, I don't want to take it out then. That's
no. I can guarantee you don't want to mess with it too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Looks like it might be some possibly detached from the lower staple.
Ooh, okay. I just put it back in a nice thick Mylar and just left it alone.
Yeah, and this one's detached or this doesn't have a lower staple. Second Penguin in the silver.
I believe a second Penguin. No.
Yeah. And then this one looks attached.
In Amazing Fantasy 15, there's like a mummy story, which is like the last story in that. Because that was the last issue of that run before First Thanos as well.
Yeah, there's like 5 first appearances in that book. It's Eros, Thanos, Drax, and I forget who else.
Yeah. It's square round. It's going to be very difficult to
it's really easy to mess those up.
So I never had it done.
So that's for Sauron or Sauron. And I don't know what 23 is, but that's a beautiful copy. An early X-Men's really.
I think I had 2 copies of the Havoc appearance, I think.
That's for Sentinels. It's a subscription copy. Yeah. Still nice. It's second Blob.
It's a
That's,
great cover.
that's like a second appearance.
So this is.
I
So you said you had this one clean and pressed? Oh yeah, and there's the pen mark.
collected. Collected the Dark Phoenix run. That was the beginning of the Dark Phoenix run. It's there. Yeah, it's in
in a different box.
It's in one of the.
Oh, it's slabbed?
No, but it's in here. I gotta take these out. The Alias in here, X-Men '94, the Iron Man 1, and then there's this one here.
Oh, so you're keeping those?
No.
Oh, okay. You just
That
moved
was
them.
part of the.
Have like a, not know that you have a Kirby signature?
No, why would he have a tendency of doing that?
Yeah, it had to happen to me very recently. I bought it was a program from an old con in the Bay Area called Baycon, and it was a Kirby Eternals cover from '77, and I just bought it because I was like, this is a cool piece of ephemera, you know. And I got home from my trip in the Bay Area, and I was home, and I started kind of like opening everything up and just flipping through it all. I get to the back of the autographs page, it's just a Kirby autograph on it, nothing else. It was amazing.
Oh.
I lost my shit. I was like, come on. I'm going to put it on a cover in the front, because he was notorious with comics. He didn't want to mess with the artwork. So he would open to the first page, and he would sign it right under the indicia. You always want to look in your Kirby books, because you never know. You never know.
The gold version of the Galactic Files card.
Oh, so is it, it's numbered and all that?
No, not numbered though, but the golds are very hard to pull out of packs though. And I actually got a, I'm blanking on the name. I played the original Darth Vader.
David Prowse.
Yeah, before he passed away.
Is there anybody you're still trying to get?
Well, of course, I would love to get Harrison Ford, but I'm not paying $900. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that though. So,
I actually have
I got Kenny Baker before he passed. Well, no, it was from another dealer after he died. Cause,
it's like, it's fun to get that stuff.
Yeah, that was the first of the old. They made a May of '66.
Was it bi-monthly or every other month?
Yeah, because
June '66. It's funny you just missed having this be your issue, because this is May '66.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Silver Surface stuff. That's in low kind of. Well, it's not the highest grade in the world.
Well, that issue 50 is tough to get in a high grade. I think it's because of the brown cover.
Well, it's hard to get those in high grade, and when you do, they're thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah. You never know what day of the week they're going to grade your book, and then it's going to be like, oh, well, the grader was in a bad mood that day. This is the third appearance of Spider-Man. It's crazy.
And
the first Vulture, yeah. It's got a little bit of a staple tear there. Okay, so.
But yeah, that's a much better condition than.
This one is 12.
2 copies of 12.
And this is 3. Let's see. This.
Oh, there's the first Mysterio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is one of my, I'd have never owned this book, but.
And the first dot copy.
That one looks really nice. Yeah, speculation on comics is a bad idea these days.
Yeah,
on new comics, at least.
But I see a lot of people really promoting variants and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
There was a big burn in the '90s with too many variants, and it nearly killed Marvel.
Oh, I know. I mean, I was there buying the comics, and
wasn't that absolutely fucking batshit crazy? So it turns out to be 7 long boxes after we condensed everything. Most of those long boxes are actually in my garage right now. This is the 2 boxes that was the money books. Gonna just show you some of these big books. We'll maybe like 30 or 40. It's got a high grade. Now this says on the back 7.5, but this is a high grade X-Men '94, the first Chris Claremont issue. It's just the second team appearance of the new X-Men, GSX being number 1. He had an 8.0 in a giant size X-Men slab. You got your second appearance of Colossus and Storm and Nightcrawler. So this is a beautiful copy. I actually have a graded copy in a 7.5, and I may sell that and just keep the raw. We'll see. We will see. First appearance of the Creeper. Little, I believe that's a Steve Ditko invention. Take a nice little Iron Man number 1, about a mid-grade, maybe a 6.0. Gonna breeze past this, but I'll show you first Killer Croc and Jason Todd. Batman 357. Here's a very early Green Lantern. I forget what the key is, but that's Green Lantern 40. Got a nice copy of of the first Ra's al Ghul. That's Batman number 232. It's funny because the DC stuff is far less impressive to me than the Marvel stuff, which it works well. Here's one of the more impressive DC books, though. This is a Batman 121. It's a very low-grade copy. I'd say it's either a 0.5 or a 1.0, but that is the first appearance of Mr. Freeze. He was called Mr. Zero until they renamed him Mr. Freeze, but that's a book that's highly, highly hard to find and sought after. Now, unfortunately, this is detached from one staple, but that's a beautiful copy of Batman 171. That is the first appearance of the Riddler in the Silver Age. Now, I do have a really nice graded copy of that, so this will be for sale at some point. And, being that it's a beautifully presenting copy, but detached from one staple, actually is a benefit. It makes it easier to sell. And you don't really have to cut the price too much from a raw copy in like a VG or something. Second Penguin in the Silver Age. That's Batman number 169. Nice. There's a low grade copy of the first Two-Face in the Silver Age. That's Batman number 234. And then we've got, I forget what the key is on this. Maybe this is the first time that the old Flash and the new Flash meet, but JD, this one's for you. Flash number 123. Iron Fist number 14, the first appearance of Sabretooth. Really nice copy. These are mid-grade, but 2 mid-grade copies of ASM 252, the first black suit. Once again, easy to sell. It's harder to sell the 9.8 in that book than you would think. You have to find the right person to buy it. The more impressive books in Marvel, we've got a giant-size Hulk, classic Steranko cover, mid-grade copy. Now, he did grade the Hulk 181, but he didn't grade the Hulk 180 and the 182. Technically, first appearance of Wolverine, last page, ASM 299, same thing. You could call this the cameo, first full cameo, the second appearance of Wolverine. Either way, they ain't no joke. Got the first Hulk in the revamped series, so this is when it comes back after Tales to Astonish, and this is Hulk 102, so this is technically the 7th Hulk book. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 102. Moving along, we've got some great X-Men books. Let's just start with a pair of X-Men 129s. First White Queen, first Kitty Pryde. Then we go on to X-Men number 7, which is the second appearance of the Blob. This is actually a really nice copy. Another beautiful copy of First Banshee, X-Men 28. And another beautiful copy, plus a Neil Adams cover, X-Men 58, the first Havoc. But wait, there's more.
It's not sold in any store.
X-Men 100, X-Men 50. Not just the first appearance of Polaris, but also the first issue to bear Jim Steranko's design for the X-Men logo, which is the classic X-Men logo. The first appearance of the Juggernaut, X-Men number 12. Oh yeah, wait, not to be outdone. First appearance of Phoenix, X-Men 101, another stunning copy. Now we move into Avengers. There's probably like a VG copy of the first appearance of Vision. So it's funny, I waited to get that book for so long, and then I ended up buying one for my buddy Angel, who you might know is East Bay Comics. So now I get to sell this one. First meeting of Spider-Man and the Avengers. Avengers 55, first Ultron, first Adam Warlock. Oh, there's the first Adam Warlock. It's the first, you know those books. It's hit after hit after hit. And that's just one box. Also, there's a lower grade Superman number 74 in here. I don't remember this being a key. I definitely have or had this graded from the Jim Healy collection. As you can see in the video, I did flip through a lot of these books to make sure they were intact, to make sure there wasn't any weird, tape all over this stuff. Now, he's owned this collection for 30 years. He was buying this as fun. Some of it was, I think he bought new when it came out, but this stuff was just his passion of collecting. And just like me and like a lot of us, he's a big Spider-Man fan. So this is going to be a mainly Spider-Man box. There are some books in here. I'm just seeing like first Mystique and first Abomination. There's an Eternals run in here. There's a nice Submariner number 1. A Daredevil number 4. A Cap 100. A Doctor Strange 169, first Doctor Strange title. First Scott Lang Ant-Man. Oh yeah, and then there's this. He had a graded copy, but also a raw copy of Marvel Spotlight 5. Holy shit, I've got the first appearance of Ghost Rider. What? Oh, and not to mention a first Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider number 1. What? What's happening? I'm really excited about this. This is like I was just explaining to one of my buddies over the phone. It's euphoric, but it's also seems very insane what I just did. Or irresponsibly insane. All right, what else do we got in here? How about a second Ant-Man? A little sun-faded, but it's a second Ant-Man. It's actually the first Ant-Man, and it's the second Hank Pym. Just a little fun Frank Millerage. A Daredevil 168, first Elektra. Oh, here's one that, it's a little bit worse for wear, but still. Tales of Suspense number 57, the first appearance of Hawkeye. The first appearance of Black Widow, Tales of Suspense 52. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, well, you've got a Fantastic Four number 50, which is the third part in the Galactus trilogy. That's the third appearance of Silver Surfer. Now, cool, right? That's cool. But you know what's a lot cooler than that? How about a raw copy of Fantastic Four 48, the first appearance of Silver Surfer and the cameo of Galactus? Also, the first appearance of the Inhumans. Also, the first appearance of him, who becomes Adam Warlock. Also, the first appearance of Black Bolt. That's a keeper for me. Don't have that book. First appearance of the Super Skrull, Fantastic Four number 18. Nothing. No big deal. This whole fucking thing is wild. You could say that it's kind of crazy I bought all this. And then I could say, yes, it is. But what you're about to see, this portion of the collection, is mainly what I bought it for. Why don't we start off with an Amazing Spider-Man number 2. First appearance of Vulture, the third appearance of Spider-Man. That's a beat-up copy. So you know what makes that better? How about a second copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 2? I'm not a professional grader, said everybody ever. But I have been doing this for long enough, and I know what books look like. I think this is like a 6.0. Maybe even better. And if it is, I mean, that puts this book in the $5,000 to $6,000 range once it's in a slab. And as much as I don't like slabbing stuff, yeah. Okay, but we're not done. No. How about an Amazing Spider-Man number 3? First appearance of Dr. Octopus. Oh, you don't think that's cool? How about Amazing Spider-Man number 13, the first appearance of Mysterio? This book, 100%, is going in my PC. I can't justify keeping all of this, but this is mine. Second appearance of Doc Ock. Third, Amazing Spider-Man 12. I'm going to get these out of these cases that he had them in. But as you can see in the video, I did look at all these. I took these all out. Amazing Spider-Man number 9. First appearance of Electro. That's one of those bad idea invisible books. Just kidding. The books that he got graded from his Amazing Spider-Man 1, he never had a number 1, but he put that money that he would have spent on number 1, and he bought his AF-15. He has a graded First Kingpin, Amazing Spider-Man 50. He has a graded Amazing Spider-Man 14, First Green Goblin. He's got the first Kraven graded, and then he's got the first Punisher slabbed, and then he's got one copy of 238 slabbed, one copy of 300 slabbed. Oh, he's got the first Morbius and the first Annual. So here's the other copy. This one's a little sun-faded and beat up, so it's an easy one to sell, get somebody in on the ground level on that book. We've got that classic Amazing Spider-Man 16 with the Daredevil meeting. The first appearance of Gwen Stacy, ASM 31. And maybe that's the first Harry Osborn as well. Two copies of Amazing Spider-Man 25. Classic cover with the Spider Slayer. Jonah Jameson, whatever that is. But how about this? Amazing Spider-Man 4, the first appearance of Sandman. Oh no, we're not done. We are not done. This one is one you do not see people have often, and it is a very sought-after book for two reasons. Spider-Man fans want it, and Fantastic Four fans want it. That's Amazing Spider-Man 5, The Meeting of Dr. Doom and Spider-Man. I forget where this falls into the appearance order of Doom, but it's one of those books that you see less than some of these other books. One of the greatest comics ever made by Marvel, Amazing Spider-Man 39, the first John Romita on Spider-Man. And then I've got a second Lizard. I think that's the second appearance of the Lizard, Amazing Spider-Man 44. And the second appearance of Scorpio, Amazing Spider-Man 29. It's a classic. Amazing Spider-Man 17. Maybe that's the second Green Goblin. I think the death of Gwen Stacy's in here too, but I always forget which issue it is. Like 123? Is it? Or 136? I can't remember. Two copies of the first appearance of Hobgoblin, Amazing Spider-Man 238. Funny enough, this is the first time I've ever gotten these in a collection, and I have amassed a lot of Spider-Man collections in my life. So, Stoked. I'll probably keep one of those. You know, it's never a collection complete without some Todd. I've got the Amazing Spider-Man 298, 299, and 300. The 300's like a 6.0, but that's cool. I'm sure somebody out there needs a copy and doesn't want to pay crazy money. How about this? Second appearance of the Vulture, Amazing Spider-Man 7. This might be the second Sandman in Amazing Spider-Man, but that's ASM 18. And then a beautiful copy of Amazing Spider-Man 39. This will probably go into my PC. I will replace the one that I have, and that one will be for sale. Amazing Spider-Man 40, another classic issue. Oh yeah, not to be forgotten, but how about Amazing Spider-Man 6, the first appearance of the Lizard? And some of you might remember, back last summer, I had a garage sale, and well, some lady came up to my garage sale, said she had a bunch of comics, went home and got them, and she sold this to me on my driveway. Weirdest thing. But we're not done. First appearance of the Rhino, Amazing Spider-Man 14. This is a fader, and it looks like it's a little sun faded, but Amazing Spider-Man 20, I believe that is the first appearance of Matt Gargan, the Scorpion. And we've got Amazing Spider-Man 19. Oh yeah, no big deal there. Amazing Spider-Man 10. Oh yeah, no, this is the second appearance of Doc Ock. Amazing Spider-Man 11. The return of Doc. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. First appearance of Shocker. So what you're looking at here is let's say it's the cream of the crop. They rise to the top. They never eat a pig because a pig is a cop, but better yet, a Terminator, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is the cream of the collection. Now, there is a bunch of other good stuff in those boxes. There's a lot of other X-Men books. There's, I think, a First Death, Sandman number 8. I will move a lot of these books raw. I will go through this collection with a fine-tooth comb and pick out the books that the price difference in raw to graded is too astronomical for me to lose out that money, because I am into this collection for a lot of money. But I'm confident that within maybe 4 weeks, without even getting a book graded and selling it, within 4 weeks I'll be able to make my money back on this collection and still have a ton of it to sell. It's going to be a lot of work, and it's not all going to be available when you see this video, so please, if you see it in my preview video for a West Coast Wednesday, if that means it's for sale, but unless you have a dollar amount in mind, you know, I appreciate it, but you don't have to message me about how much is this and how much is that. This is a lot of work, and remember, this is what I do, but I am just me. That being said, it's funny where this came from, because when you think about it, last year I bought that box of comics that had the Punisher, the ASM 129. It got graded at 9.2. I traded that with another book for the Marvel Spotlight page. I sold the Spotlight page just recently, which was the seed money for this collection. So bringing it back all the way to last year, this stems from a $100 buy. Blind box buys. This is what I love to do, and I know that I've built this channel on that, and I want to keep that energy in this channel. But I really do love comics so much, and I'm so stoked to get this and look at it all and go through it. But I appreciate you watching. I don't know why I'm convulsing, but holy shit. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that nonsense. The podcast links are down below. You can see me on Instagram daily, or you can just check me out here every Wednesday and Sunday. But this is an epic beginning, and I can't wait to see where this takes me. Thank you so much for watching on the West Coast Davengers. LA woman, Sunday afternoon, and you're riding your summer in your blue. West Coast Davengers. Holy shit, y'all. The spider. Uh-oh. It's not just the first issue where I'm the fucking juggernaut, bitch!